All right, for this pro tip, we're getting a little bit more advanced. This is a 4-star analytics tip. We're going to talk about how to find or detect outliers using a combination of stats functions and conditional formatting. Now, what we're going to do here is use functions like median and quartile to actually calculate statistical outliers, and then we're going to apply conditional formatting rules to draw attention to them or highlight them within our columns. So in this case, we're looking at athlete data with names in column A, we've got heights in column B, and weights in column C. And what we'll be doing is creating the outlier calculations using those stats functions. We'll calculate the median value, the first quartile, the third quartile, the interquartile range, or IQR, and something called the fence multiplier. And that fence is essentially what determines how far out of the norm a value must fall in order to be labeled as an outlier. And what we'll end up with is a range of values defined by the inner or lower fence and the upper or outer fence, meaning that any values that fall outside of that range will technically be labeled as an outlier. So from there, all we need to do is head to our Home tab, Conditional Formatting Rules, and we're going to use a custom highlight rule to highlight cells that are not between those fence values in cells F8 and F11. And when we apply that formatting rule to, in this case, column B, immediately we see those outlier values highlighted in yellow. Now, one thing to note, if you're dealing with much simpler calculations or formatting rules, like the top n values or a specific top percentage, just use basic conditional formats. You don't have to go through this entire process, but what we're doing is using actual statistical functions to define those outliers in a little bit more of a scientific way. And as I'll show you from here, we can kind of adjust our fence and see how that impacts which cells are being highlighted and labeled as outliers. So common use cases here, first and foremost, identifying any statistical anomalies in a data set based on this custom criteria that you define. And second, finding and removing values that may have been incorrectly entered. So if we saw a height here of 800 inches, that will very quickly be flagged as an outlier no matter what settings we choose. And that would be a pretty good indication of user input error and not just a very, very tall human being. So with that, let's jump into our pro tip workbook. We're going to take a look at this exact demo data set and run through this process step by step. All right, so if you're following along, you should know the drill by now. Head to your table of contents and look for the outlier detection demo in our purple analytics tip section. Go ahead and link straight out to that sheet. And what you'll find here are the player names or athletes in column A, and just like we described, heights and weights in columns B and C. Now our goal is to populate these statistical calculations here in column F to determine exactly how we're treating and defining outliers. So we're going to start with median in cell F2. This won't actually be used in our outlier calculation, but it's a great summary stat to include. So I'm just going to use the median function, point to column B, press OK. That tells me that the median height in this sample is 74 inches. Now that brings us to the quartile functions. I'm going to start by typing a quartile formula. And what you'll see are three different options here. You've got the EXC or exclusive version, the INC inclusive version, and the original quartile version, which is a compatibility function compatible with earlier versions of Excel. And what this tells you is that originally there was just the quartile function, and then starting in, I believe, 2010, Microsoft started introducing new variations of that formula. Now, in this particular case, we'll see the same answer no matter which version we use, but I want to show you the INC, the inclusive version right now, so I'm going to tab that in. All three versions use the same arguments, starting with the array, column B, and then the quartile, which you can label with a 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4. And in this case, we want the first quartile or the 25th percentile. I'm going to press a 1 there and close it off and press enter. Now, what this tells us is that players who are 72 inches tall are at least as tall as 25% of the other rows or players in the sample. Now, a little bit of a nuance here, but the difference between the inclusive and exclusive versions is that the exclusive version would basically determine the value that's greater than 25% of values in the array. The inclusive version determines the value that's greater than or equal to 25% of values in the array. So that's the difference there. That's the nuance. Exclusive acts like greater than, inclusive acts like greater than or equal to. And one other note here, if you did want to use this function to return the minimum or maximum value with a label of 0 or 4, you would have to use the inclusive version to do that. So let's go ahead and drop our 1 back in there, press enter. We can simply copy that formula, paste it here for a third quartile, simply change the 1 to a 3, and we get a 75. Now IQR is our interquartile range. That's as simple as the third quartile in F4 minus the first quartile in F3, which is a 3-inch range. And next up, our fence multiplier. Now what the fence does is essentially determine how far outside of our interquartile range a value must fall in order to be labeled as a statistical outlier. So the higher the fence, or the higher the fence multiplier, the further from our expected range that value needs to fall to be considered an outlier. And this is a hard-coded value. In many cases, 1.5 is kind of a good standard starting point. So let's go ahead and start there. And then last but not least, we need to determine our inner fence or lower fence, as well as our outer fence or upper fence. So the lower fence is defined as the first quartile minus, open parenthesis, interquartile range times our fence. So F3 minus F5 times F6. That returns a 67.5. That means that the lowest value a cell can take before it's treated as an outlier is 67.5 inches. Very similar logic here for the outer fence or upper fence. We're going to take the third quartile and we're going to add the IQR times the fence multiplier. Close it off, press enter. Same thought process here. The highest value a cell can take before it's treated as an outlier is 79.5 inches. Now from here we've done the hard part. The last step is to actually flag or draw attention to the actual outliers that we've defined here in column B. So let's grab B2, hold Control, Shift, arrow down to grab the entire column. We're going to go into our home menu, conditional formatting, and we're going to use some highlight cell rules here. And what we really want is cells that have a value that's not within the range of our upper and lower fences. So we want a not between option here, which we don't have as one of our standards. But if we go into more rules, here we have that option where we can say format cell values that are not between, and then we can simply point to the cells that we care about, which are all the way up here at the top. So we want to highlight cells that don't fall in this range, so they're not between F8 or F11. And we can apply format. This one's up to you. I'm going to use kind of a yellow fill here and press OK. And check it out. When we press OK, now any value that's higher than the upper fence, greater than 79.5, are now highlighted. And if we jump to the bottom, control arrow down, we've got two values here that were below the lower fence of 67.5. So we've essentially flagged those outliers based on our statistical conditions or a configuration here. And now watch what happens if we change this fence multiplier from a 1.5 to a 1. Now we're including more values that we're labeling as outliers here because we've created essentially a narrower range of normal values. If we change this fence multiplier to 2 or expand that fence, now we're making it less likely that a value is labeled as an outlier. So we only see a few data points here in column B that get flagged. In this case, 3 of the tallest baseball players in the game. So there you have it. Great little crash course on how to use some of these relatively simple stats functions combined with conditional formatting to actually detect and flag outliers in your data.